Welcome to part 2 of Material Self. Next, we have cultural factors. Cultural factors comprise of set of values and ideologies of a particular community or group of individuals. Culture is a set of beliefs shared by a group of people or believers. This factor therefore greatly affects a person's choice of products and services, depending on the culture a person lives by. There are a wide array of cultural dividends that are efficacious, such as religion, nationality, ethnicity, geographical location, language, and other factors alike. Some manufacturers shape their demographics targeted to a specific cultural or subcultural group. So, in a particular culture, merong bawal or pwede sa isang culture. So, example, kapag ka sa Pilipinas, no, kung conservative ang kultura natin, hindi if you wear something like this, yung kay Alawi, no? So, pwede kang mabash or pwedeng may masasabi sa'yo kapag ka ganyan ang forma mo or like if you were caught wearing something like that. Or, example, we are not a Muslim culture, no? Unless dun sa may Mindanao. Pagka ikaw binentahan ka ng ganitong style ng damit or ganitong fashion, syempre hindi mo siya mataypan kasi because it's not part of our culture. Culture is the part of every society and is the important cause of person's wants and behavior. Pwede sa fashion, sa pagkain, sa mga gamit natin, no, highly influential ang culture. Some regional characteristics may influence how we project ourselves because of the culture of the region. Those coming from Region 1 or Ilocos region, Ilocanos, are known for being matipid, or sometimes they are called kuripot. And practical, while those from Pampanga are known for their liking of beautiful things, clothes, houses, and accessories. It is evident in the design of their houses in Pampanga, who live extravagantly, while Ilocano houses would have a simple style. So, sinasabi na yung mga Kapampangan ay extravagant at ang mga Ilocano ay mga matitipid at kuripot. So, simpleng pamumuhay lang yung mga Ilocano, yung mga Kapampangan, gusto nila yung magaganda yung mga gamit nila, no? Mga extravagant. Next, we have cultural traits. Hiya, amor propio, pakikisama, and utang na loob. Filipino are popular for some cultural trait and values like hiya. Hiya is a kind of anxiety, a fear of being left exposed, unprotected, and unaccepted. A Filipino during a party may eat less because of hiya. Ayaw niya kumain ng marami. Or, he will be persuaded to buy from a neighbor because of hiya, even though he does not need the item. No? Nabentahan ka lang kasi nahiya ka, bumili ka tuloy. These Filipino traits impacts you to purchase or receive something or as a gift kasi nahiya ka dun sa nagbigay. Pero isusuot mo pa rin kahit ayaw mo. 'Di ba? Kahit hindi sa'yo bagay, isusuot mo yung regalo sa'yo kasi nahihiya ka dun sa nagbigay. Next, we have amor propio. It can be explained as similar to self-esteem. To say that one does not have enough money to buy a merchandise is an insult to the Filipino self-esteem. Sasabihan ka wala kang pambili. Diba? Masasaktan ng self-esteem mo ron. So, the person may tend to feel embarrassed and slighted. As a result, that Filipino may be influenced to buy an item just to show that he can afford that item. So, pwede, yung mga ibang Pilipino, ayaw masasabihan na hindi niya kayang bumili or nasasabihan siya na mahirap siya. So, may dagok yun, dagok sa self-esteem niya. So, ang gagawin niya, gagawa siya ng paraan para makabili siya nung bagay na yun, example, cellphone, para lang masabi na kaya niyang ma-afford niya yung item na yun. Next, we have pakikisama. This is a very popular trait among teenagers, and it may mean anything from camaraderie to cooperation. Often, the barkada is a manifestation of this trait. Friends would have similar clothing, similar style, because they want to show to their friends that they belong to a group as a way of pakikisama. Diba, bibili ka kasi nung isang item or bagay kasi nakikisama ka dun sa kagroup mo. Parang gusto ng mga kagrupo mo, kabarkada mo na pare-pareho kayo. So, ikaw, gagawa ka ng paraan para makakuha ka ng item na yun. Next, we have utang na loob. It would mean debt of honor or debt of gratitude. A Filipino will feel bothered if he has debt of honor, no? Pagka may utang na loob ka. A Filipino will feel anxious if he has not repaid the utang na loob pag hindi mo na ibalik yung utang na loob. How can utang na loob influence you to buy something? Sometimes, if a friend or a relative whom you have in debt o may utang na loob ka dun sa isang tao, tapos may hiningi sa'yo or may binenta sa'yo, you cannot refuse because meron kang utang na loob. Upper class. People from upper class generally have a tendency to spend on luxurious items such as expensive gadgets, cars, or dresses. Ang gaganda ng mga bahay nila. Plus, may sarili silang eroplano. Tapos yung mga kotse nila magaganda. Lower class. A person who finds it difficult to make ends meet would rather prefer spending on items necessary for survival. So, sa lower class, majority ang bibilin lang nila yung mga pagkain, tubig, yung mga basic needs, yung para sa kailangan nila sa bahay, yung kailangan nila para sila ay mabuhay. And you have the middle class. This segment generally are more interested in buying products which would make their future secure. So, pwedeng meron silang bahay, may kotse sila, kaya rin nilang mag-shopping, pero hindi ganun ka luxurious or ka-extravagant kagaya ng mga upper class. Pero meron silang pambili ng mga wants nila kasi yung basic needs nila nami-meet naman nila compared dun sa lower class na ang pera talaga nila ay para lang pambili ng mga basic needs nila at para sila makasurvive. Next, we have psychological factor. A person has various needs at any given time. Some needs are pro-given in nature like thirst and discomfort. Other needs are psychogenetic. These are the result of a psychological state of tension that is not potent enough to motivate a person to act out on them immediately. A need is considered a need if it presses or drives the person to act. Need siya kapag bigla ka na pressure or to drive. Example ng um, pro-given in nature, no? Thirst, discomfort. Example, ihing-ihi ka na, merong ihing-ihi ka na hindi ka pwedeng matiis mo pa, hindi ka mag-CR, pero pagka na-pressure ka na, no, talagang may discomfort na, yun yung may pressure na pwede ka nang maghanap ng CR. This psychological factor, no, this is different from social, tsaka dun sa mga physical factors, sa situational, sa cultural. Hindi siya influenced by um, outside forces or external dun sa individual. This is something na nandun sa tao na mismo, no? Psychological siya. An example of this, ng psychological factor, is impulsive buying, which happens when a customer experiences a sudden urge to purchase something immediately. The impulse to buy brings pleasure but may stimulate emotional conflict. Also, it has a tendency to occur with a disregard for its consequences. Impulsive buying, 'di ba? Minsan baka hindi mo mapigil yung sarili mo. Add to cart ka lang ng add to cart. So, ang pwedeng mangyari, tapos gumamit ka pa ng credit card, tataas ang tataas ang babayaran mo sa utang or magkakautang-utang ka na. That's one consequences of impulsive buying. Freud's theory of motivation. In this motivation theory, Freud assumes that the real psychological forces shaping people's behavior are largely unconscious. He sees the individual repressing many desires while in the process of growing up and accepting social rules. These impulses are never eliminated or perfectly controlled. Example nito, no, pag sinabi nating repress, nandun siya sa unconscious natin. Pag sinabing repress, pinipilit natin siyang kalimutan or hindi natin siya iniisip. Tapos itong mga repress na desires natin, pwedeng nangyari to nung tayo ay mga bata habang tayo ay lumalaki. No, what's an example of these mga repress emotions na pwedeng mag-manifest pagdating sa pagbili natin? Ano ba ang motivation mo? Example, bakit gusto mong bumili ng kotse? Anong, if you're going to trace back maybe in your childhood, pwedeng, siguro meron kang kapitbahay na mayaman, tapos nakikita mo siya, lagi siya nakasakay ng kotse, tapos ikaw, ka lang, diba? Maybe you have that desire growing up. So, finally, nung nagkaroon ka na ng pera, bumili ka ng kotse. Kasi, pwede superficial, no? Pag superficial, yung sa mababaw na dahilan, na-promote ka, nagkaroon ka ng extra money, kaya ka bumili ng kotse. Pero pagka titignan natin yung deeper, mas malalim na level, bibili ka ng kotse. Kasi, naalala mo, or yung repress nung bata ka na, hindi ka man lang nakasakay ng kotse, tapos yung kalaro mo lagi siyang hinahatid ng ng tatay niya na nakasasakyan. So that's an example ng motivation ni Freud. Here's another example ng motivation ni Freud. Example, no? Gusto mo magpalaki ng katawan. What's your motivation for doing that? Bakit gusto mo magkaroon ng abs? For health reasons ba? Pagka kay Freud's theory of motivation, it's not for health reason. It has something to do with probably what happened to you during childhood or when you were growing up. No, pwedeng yung bata ka, maybe overweight ka or patpatin ka, that's why nabully ka. Pwedeng ganun, no? Nabully ka. So, napunta yun sa unconscious mo, na-repress. And then, yung may chance ka na para gumanda yung katawan mo, pwedeng superficial, you will say, oh, it's for health reason. Pero pagka titignan natin, ang talagang motivation, ba't ka nagpapaganda ng katawan is kasi you want to get back dun sa mga nambully sa'yo. No? You want to show them that eto ka na ngayon, no? Maganda na yung katawan mo. How about itong another picture yun sa graduation? Diba? Pwedeng, why do you want to graduate? Why do you want to show, why do you want to present yourself as successful? Diba pwedeng, baka parang similar din, no? Na parang nabully ka or sinabihan ka ng tatay mo, wala ka namang mararating. So, para ma-prove wrong mo yung tatay mo, pinakita mo sa kanya, ayan, nakagraduate ka, naging kang successful. No, these are mga deeper explanations for our behavior, why we do some things. Toy collection. Why do people collect things? Toy collection is a source of comfort and a specific presence when the collector is alone. The toy collections can bring relief to the collector, and in a deeper sense, it may lessen the feelings of doubt and even depression. Every acquisition and addition to collection is an experience of renewal, from touching things to giving them names. The effect of early distress or infirmity is oftentimes a significant element in the rise of feelings for objects. Inner motivation must invoke enthusiasm for owning a certain kind of things, be it fish or toy soldiers. Among adult collections, quantity is often a defensive maneuver as a representative of an inner experience of security or power, while quality, rarity, or significance of an individual object are more akin or alike to narcissistic representation. Example, ang sabi rito kapag yung mga nagko-collect ng mga toys, no, it can lessen the feelings of doubts and even depression. At kapag may nadadagdag sa kanila na collection, parang nabubuhayan sila ng loob. Yung iba, siguro pagka itong Hello Kitty na to, may pangalan to, itong toy na to, may pangalan to, no? Ganun ang ginagawa nila. What's the cause of that? Pwedeng nung mga bata sila, um, merong significant na nangyari sa kanila kung bakit sila nagko-collect ng things. No, ang sinasabi kapag paramihan ng collection, this would say na nagkakaroon siya ng inner experience of security or power, no? Pag marami siyang collection, pagka naman meron siyang something na rare or yung isa lang no nasa kanya, parang iisipin niya na I have something special, no? It's more narcissistic representation. So, eto yung mga pagka nakakuha sila ng something na rare, nawawala yung kanilang self-doubt, no? Pwedeng may nakukuha sila dun sa mga positive dun sa kanilang mga toy collection. The habit of collecting itself and the way one goes about it depends on a variety of facts in an individual's history and personality structure, even though the empirical connections that reveal a collector's leanings are often obscured. So, yun lang yung mga explanation dun sa mga toy collection. Pero kadalasan dapat medyo malabo pa. So, magandang pag-aralan yung mga taong nangongolekta ng mga objects. Next, we have under psychological factors, we have beliefs and attitudes. A customer's decision-making ability can also be driven by beliefs and attitudes toward a certain product. This is associated mainly from perception brought about by brand image. It could be first or third hand. Meron tayong term dito sa beliefs and attitudes. We have hiyang. This is a state of compatibility between one's body and something external evaluated through individuals' experience. No? Alam niyo na kung ano yung hiyang. Hindi lahat ng pag sinabi nating hiyang, gumamit ka minsan, nagkaroon ka ng allergy, hindi maganda, gumamit ka ng shampoo, hindi maganda sa buhok mo, hindi mo na siya bibilin. I think, class, why we have sachet culture, no, yung mga nasa sachet, mga trial pack. Hindi tayo bumibili ng mga ganyang kalalaki kasi naniniwala tayo dito sa hiyang, yung paniniwala natin. So, we will try things, no? We will try a new product. Kapag nahiyang tayo, gumana sa atin, bibili natin sa next time, no? Pwede kang mag-hoard ka pa nga. Tapos yung sa attitude mo naman, pwedeng negative or pwedeng positive. No, your attitude may be influenced by what the brand represent. No, like for example, eco-friendly ba siya? Pro-poor ba siya? Ibig sabihin, mas, halimbawa, bumili ka sa online seller, sasabihin nila, ipopromote nila na, pagka Pasko, bumili kayo ng mga gift nyo dun sa mga local, hindi yung imported, para naman matulungan natin yung mga kababayan natin, no? So, pwedeng ganun. Or, etong product ang bilhin natin kasi gumagamit siya ng mga organic material or mga recycled, no? Para matulungan natin yung mga nagmamanufacture nito. So, pwedeng ganun ang influence ng beliefs and attitudes sa pagbili natin ng mga product. Next, we have under psychological factors, selective attention and selective retention. People are exposed to tremendous types or amounts and gravity of stimuli. No, commercial nga lang no? The average person may be expend to hundreds of advertisement a day. No, kung may TV or sa internet, sa YouTube, sa Facebook. People are more likely to notice stimuli that are related to a current need. Stimuli that they anticipate and stimuli that attracts attention. This is what we term as selective attention. Pag sinabing selective attention, halimbawa, kung nagugutom ka ngayon, makikita mo yung mga pagkain na to. Burger, chicken wings, puto bongbong, or shawarma. At pag sinabi naman nating selective retention, we retain information that we want to keep, like remembering the best features of a product or services. So, kung na-attract ka dito sa mga picture na to, pwedeng nagugutom ka. Kaya, binigyan mo siya ng pansin. Tapos, pagka kinabukasan, ano yung mga natandaan mo dun sa mga nakita mo ng mga pictures or images, kung ano yung na-retain mo, yun yung selective retention. Like, for example, anong feature ng product yung na-remember mo? Kasi quality good siya. So, ganun yung selective attention and selective retention. This is the last factor, economic factor. This includes a person's financial capacity and stability to spend money on a product. An individual may find himself or herself wanting to purchase something that he need or want but lacks money. No, pag sinabi na economic factor, may mga gusto kang bilhin, kaya lang wala ka namang pambili. Under economic factor, we have family income. Family income influences the buying behavior of the family as a whole. This covers the basic needs, educational needs, shopping, goods, furniture, appliances, home, leisurely expenses of an individual and as a unit, no? Expenses ng baby, ng anak, ng teenager, ng nanay, ng tatay. If the family income is good, you may more or less buy what you need, but if the money goes to the most important purchase like education needs or tuition fee, doon na pupunta yung pera. Another under economic factor is savings. Savings is an increase or decrease in the amount of money to keep. It also affects the purchasing decision of a person. If he or she wants to save money, his or her spending will be limited to the basic necessities and will veer away from spending money on luxury. So, dito papasok, no, kapag may pera ka, tapos nagsisave ka, pag nagsisave ka, ang matitira na lang sa'yo na pambili, yung mga pang-basic needs mo na lang. Kasi meron kang savings for future emergency, ang bibilin mo lang yung mga basic needs. Physical vanity. This is under vanity and self. A concern for physical appearance means that one feels the need to cooperate with others in terms of physical appearances, while a positive view of physical appearance means that one gets validated from others regarding their attractive physical appearance. Example would be, you want to look good and attractive because you want people to tell you that you are attractive. Or, if you care so much about your physical appearance kasi you want to join other people na magaganda rin or kaya mga gwapo. Next, we have achievement vanity. A concern for achievement means that one has made a successful achievement. And a view for achievements means that other people know about one's successful achievement. No? Kailangan pag may na-achieve ka, ipapakita mo sa lahat ng tao. Ganun ba yun? Bakit gusto mong malaman ng mga tao na meron ka na-achieve? Okay? What's the reason? The use of tarpaulin to announce that the students receive honors or pass the licensure examination is an achievement, and by showing the tarpaulin, you let other people know your success. Pwede, gusto mong pakita sa ibang tao na ikaw ay successful. There is numerous evidence that creates a link between consumption of products and personal achievement, and shows that people concerned with their achievement buy items in order to convey status or success. You get promoted, you become successful, so you buy a new car or purchase a new house. So, yun, gusto mo i-showcase yung iyong mga achievement, no? That's achievement vanity. Para mapakita mo sa ibang tao na ikaw ay successful at meron kang na-achieve. To recap, we have several factors influencing an individual to buy a product. One, physical factors, because of the place, or the atmospherics, kaya ka napabili. Or personal factors, your personality influences you to buy. Or social factor, because it is the brand that your father or mother uses. Cultural factor, you tend to not buy an item because it is forbidden by culture or not socially accepted, and therefore buy what is socially accepted. Psychological factor, because you are motivated to buy or avail of services because of a personal need that you want to satisfy. Gusto mo, balikan ka ng boyfriend mo na iniwan ka. So, nagpaganda ka, nagpariband ka, no? Nagpa-brace ka. Or, economic factor. You tend to buy only what you need because of limited buying powers. Lastly, we talk about vanity in terms of physical vanity, where you want to look attractive. So, you buy things to make you look attractive so people will tell you you are attractive. And lastly, achievement vanity. You buy things because it symbolizes your achievements and success in life. Tapos ipopost mo sa Facebook. Paano pag walang nag-like? Diba? Okay, thank you class for listening to this topic. I hope you enjoy your day and the rest of the semester.